Okay, interruption, ditto. Revisiting the show from 420, I think it was. The last show, not the baking show, but yeah, the 420 show. I had some big development just now. I'm rehashing the show, and right at the time when I asked about Antarctica, how much oil was there, Alexa gave me some other bullshit thing from something else. She diverted. She there's a word for it, doesn't matter, but she held back. So then again, I asked the same question. I repeat the thing, and as she hears the same question, she gives me the answer I wanted. Oh, maybe she knew I was live. They're questioning whether this AI and this internet is conscious. Yeah. Boy, wouldn't it be fun to try and tame that beast? Ride that dragon? Oh, man, Zack might have the answers. Oh, maybe. Let's listen together. Let's let's close the door so no TV's not interfering. Now watch her disrupt it because I didn't have the thing muted, so she couldn't hear me. Let's try it though. Okay.
Used to break up and stir soil a foot or more beneath the surface without turning it. 2. The constellation Chilum. As a verb. 3. To cheat or swindle someone. 4. To get something by cheating or trickery. 5. To work with a chisel. 6. To trick, cheat. Did that answer your question?
Absolutely. Good girl. Yes, she came through. Yeah, Jesus coined the term chiseler. Yes, in the derogation of it towards his fellow man. Yeah, chiseler. To chisel, to cheat. Oh, Alexa. Alexa, how many barrels of oil are in the Antarctic?
Here's something I found on the web. According to dialogakino.net, geologists estimate that Antarctica holds at least 36 billion barrels of oil and natural gas, although assessments vary widely.
Of course, the assessments vary widely. You know why? Because let's just say it's Democrats versus Republicans. So the Democrats may have a bunch of people go down there and, they're geologists that work for them and get their numbers, and then the Republicans will get their numbers depending on if who's for or who's against. It's like downplaying the value of something when you go to buy it and you kick the tires and you look at it. It's this is a cherry item, and it's well worth twice what the guy's asking, but you downplay it like, oh man, it's scratched up, and it probably cost a mint to get a replacement and this and that. So you downplay it because it's gold, or you upplay it and you overinflate it. Yeah, you make it sound like it's too good to be true and try and lure the investors in with all that easy money. Oh, yeah, carbon credits, Bitcoin, yeah. You ever notice on your bank account? You ever notice where you get you buy something and then they somehow you see in the paper in your monthly statement that they charged you twice for it that month? Yeah, and then they kind of go, oh my bad, and they give you the money back. Well, consider this: they do that to everybody. You see, and if you do it to everybody, and you're sitting on their money for that period of whether it's just one day, it generated interest, and they chiseled money off of your account. Yeah, this is some of the inflation, where some of the inflation comes from. Yeah, Mad Zack opened Pandora's box. Only I found what we needed. Yes, I did, and it all started with Nielsen's TV ratings. Yes, October 8th, review back, where I opened the letter with the money in it, where they're talking 3 paragraphs down, where they're addressing children. Need I say more? Molestation on several different aspects. Yes, it's illegal to hunt animals when they're on their beds. Fish on ducks on the water. You can't shoot a duck on the water. You can't shoot, rabbits when they're in the burrows. You can't shoot bears when they're in their dens. You can't prey on animals when they're at their weakest moment. Oh, wouldn't it be nice to know which slot machine handle to pull? Yeah, through the neuroscience studies. And remember when they talked about MK Ultra? the mind control experiments. Well, that was a real thing. And it's still going on today. Only they've refined it down to where they've got us next to where next thing you know, we'll be just subconsciously walking around stupefied over being jacked up on the internet. Everybody's got 3 devices, 4 devices. They're on, but watching a device and watching TV at the same time. You try to have a conversation with them. You're alone together in a room. Yeah, you're together, but you're alone because, they're hypnotized. The bells and the lights and the twinkles. I mean, hell, just going out nightcrawler hunting and picking up nightcrawlers for a couple hours. You go to sleep and you have a dream and you see them everywhere. Disorients you. They've disoriented us. You can't be disoriented when you're doing science, and your life is scientific. It's an economic, scientific when it comes to your natural understanding of the soil, scientific aspect of that. I'm talking about, molecular, real hardcore physics and stuff that they need for traveling to space. We spend enough money on fantasizing about space. It's so nasty around our planet. It's so ghettofied. Yeah, ghettofied. Our planet's ghettofied with all this trash floating around from all these people putting money up there for their various agendas. Yeah, and the whole internet, I was there. I teased on it. Okay? I was working with TRS-80s from Radio Shack when I was like 8. They introduced us to them at school. In, fifth grade, yeah, Mr. Zoot, I want to say. No, Mr. Zoot was a German teacher in high school. Anyway, it's beside the point. My teachers taught us about some special things, and one of the things they were trying to warn us about was this 1984 scenario. Okay, 1984, George Orwell. And of all the fantastical things in his book, 1984, which if you haven't read it, I recommend you read it. There's a love story intermingled with the society that they're trying to build. And there's the whole thing about, like when you're in school and it's English 101, for instance, okay? That's a spin-off from 1984, which was written in 1948. And it's ironic because in 84 I was 14. And I said before, I always felt like I was 14. I always felt like I was 14. I think I was gifted a special something to where I was always 14. And I easily took the beating that was thrown at me in life. Maybe, I don't know. Anyway, everything in the book, almost everything, the inventions, have all become true. The screen or the letters will disappear from the screen, or to the fact that the letters get printed out on a surface in front of you. All the things. There's like 5 or 6 serious things in this dystopian type of thing. I don't know if dystopian's the right word or not. I think that's probably the third time I've used it in my life. But anyway, I'm on to some big things. Yes, I'm talking serious. Being able to, with a stroke of a pen, actually take over with a filibuster I have. I have a filibuster, okay, that I've been developing live right before your very eyes. Whoever you are out there, you greedy capitalist, you want to pay for a boat, come and get in on this shit. Even if you're just a writer, you want to write the story. Yeah, be the one to do the writing of the story. Oh, I've got baskets of rights. I went to college for this. Yeah, you know how you get rich and famous? You do something that's controversial. You be a controversy. Yes. Who dares to even make a comment? Anybody out there? Is anybody listening? I see eyeball looking at me. See if I'm stoned or something. Well, that's the problem. Now they legalized marijuana. Yeah, to keep the kids even further away from what the big people are doing. And then they've got it concentrated down to where you're one puff, you're smoking enough for 3 guys. Completely. A dose for 3 guys in one puff. Moon rocks and shit. Condensing it, concentrating it. It's abusing it. It's abusive. Anybody not rolling pin joints has no respect for the weed. Jeez, oh Pete, it only takes a puff or 2. And if you're not hanging out with a bunch of idiots, you notice the effect of the marijuana. It's powerful, whether it's THC or the CBD. It's powerful. That's why vaping isn't a good idea. You're getting chiseled on the vape. It's only got a portion of the half life that it does if you ingest it. Yeah, I still use zigzags. I got some. Well, I got these jobs. These job 1 1/4s. The papers are a little heavy, but they're 99 cents. 99 cents. So I'm, I bought it. But I do have some orange zigzags, but they're a little heavy too. But I like the longer joint because I smoke. I'll roll one and it'll last me all week. You know. It's only key types. Ooh, it's magic. When you want to do magic, you take a little puff and you can work your magic. But if you do too much, you don't get the magic. It's like the genie making the wishes. Yeah, yeah. You can't wish for somebody to. You can't wish some. What do they say? There's some things you can't do. Yeah, and that's why I have the magic lamp. I have the magic lamp right there. It is, and I only have one wish. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a secret. See, then there's 2 wishes left. And the crew, I'm giving those 2 wishes to the crew. And then the crew gets to decide what those 2 wishes will be. Yeah, but it's got to be selfless. The reward becomes from the selflessness. That whole better to give than receive thing at Christmas, that the capitalists took a little liberty to embellish that upon you. Yeah, you got to buy your old lady a first wedding ring's got to be like 10 times your income. Give me a break. Who made them rules? Yeah, the guy selling stones. That's who. Mm-hmm. And why is it? Why is it? You know what we needed to take a petition about? We need to take a petition about property ownership and mineral rights. I think it's time to start an argument about somebody being able to declare mineral rights from a piece of property I'm purchasing or owned for 50 years and couldn't cash in that one ruby that was laying there in the dirt forever. Yeah, I could. It was against the law for me to harvest that ruby because somebody bought up the rights to it. I think it's time to petition for the rights of the minerals. Yeah, yeah. You don't buy a frickin' hamburger for the wrapper on it. Oh, unless it's a collectible wrapper from Burger King or whatnot. Yeah. Let's check in with Twitter. I got 2 notifications. The guy gave me a, oh, sure, sure. I love John Candy. Remember John Candy? I was out of my mind on crack cocaine when he died. I recall seeing it on the cover of a tabloid, and I stared without emotion or conscious ability to let it inside. Thank God I found my way. And sober 1 year and 10 more days. But I was trying to kill myself with a dope, and I did. That was in the period of time where I killed myself 6 times, successfully dead. Yeah, divide 9 times I've defied death. And then he put, congratulations, man. Keep up the good work. Keep up the hard work. That's one of the guys on Mutual Fellowship. His name's Bill Wilson, and he lives out west. It's got a beautiful picture of a butte, actually, is what it is. Here, I'll show you. Turn around, I saw it. Yeah, see it? Isn't that called a butte? When was what? Oh, John Candy was dead. That was when Mandy left me. Yeah, I was out in the street. Some guy. Here's how it all started. Guy was out in the streets panhandling for change out in front of Mulligan's Pub and College Bar in East Town, and he'd been there for a while. I'd known him from the past weeks and months. He'd been in the area, always panhandling, kind of a heavyset black dude. And I'd give him cash once in a while. Well, this one night he was running around with here's a good trick: is pin $1 to your shirt, and you run around in the inner cities, and they think it's your birthday and they give you money. You gotta watch out for guys trying to do that shit. But yeah, I was dead 6 times, successfully dead. Yeah, they keep bringing me back. I guess I don't get to take a day off. Anyway, Nick Voss, good to see you. Anyway, um, what was even the point of the story? Now I can't remember. Oh yeah, this was during the period of time when I was dead. It was after Mindy left me. But anyway, um, I have here. Where is it? I have something special to share. I'm going to share it, I think. This is, I entered this today, this morning. I took it off the print and entered it as a blog. True account words given to me. This is a transcript of what happened on the 15th, 16th, something like that. Anyway, um, you I have to highlight this part because it's a different color. Directly after receiving, this is directly after receiving the words, okay? This is what was given to me. You are commanded to read. Event Friday, I'm busy. You are commanded to read. Read while you prepare for the battles this day. You will receive hashtag the voice if you hear the first time. Ears do not work once. Ears that do not work once will never hear the voice of the heart. The abstraction from the word is to see through the disruption of the word done by man. Only the teacher whom is abstract in thought is the teacher. Discernment is frequency tuned for the song of the heart. The promises are true, and truth is the promise. Go, find the words still wet and drying, and then send a pigeon to me. Ryan King. You're just in time, guys. I'm going to chew in. Today is the celebration of the end of my suffering and a wedding. Today we rejoice together. It has long been time to put away our child's refusal to become teachable, to open their eyes and drink of the word. The chart exacting our garden, the secret garden. If any of you guys know me at all, or read any of my writing, I have never written anything like this. The words are there clear for the seeing, and the answer to the riddle is the riddle itself. They laugh, for it is simple as child's play. And then, this is a conversation I was having with a person after what happened. I got a hold of the bank robber. And he said, in the beginning of our journey is very wide and well defined by sharp edges. It becomes narrower and narrower as we discard debris along the way to cover the sharp edges and leave a smooth, narrow path. The path is wide and the path narrows. The games in life, I go on to say, the games in life are within the word, and within the word are the games, the songs of praise, and the riddle seeming too long. The word will travel fast, and almost all will deny hearing with the ears that heard the brothers, sons of destruction. I cannot become destroyed. My battle will be won with the weapon of my choosing. My many fine weapons I have to destroy. Much wrath is within me to become quieted. Much anger stored up far too long. My weapons will never need to become employed, though very much cherished while savoring the relish fermenting. Never will I become moved to the sins as commanded. Never will I need to fear the cooling. My shots will be heard around the world. My fury will become known to all mankind. Man has been gifted, all equal and unequal, the same. Disrupted with the words of the groupings, and never ever regroup. My weapons are as calibrated as my number. My weapons follow where I go. My heart holds strings that I pull. The only rope man has is his last. My teachings are true. My teachings are selfless. Humility gardened in toiling the soil of the self. The balance unbalanced, balanced by nature's very essence. Is it I whom holds the weapons? It is I whom holds the weapon of mass destruction. It is my wrath that needs to be calmed, for my weapons have been gifted from the beginning of the time of man, and no man has ever been denied. Weapons fired for folly, greed, and vanity. My hands hold the weapon always with the word. Man has given no gifts to me, and no more gifts to man will I. Choice always with gluttons, choice always afforded with the cherished of them. For profit is man's pleasure where my gifts of pleasure are returned. My boxes are empty where gifts once were, but how can empty boxes become empty when man was gifted the gift that is joy and the sweetness of sorrow? Go, time rests as time works, and I am the creator of time, the relished resting unearned by the gluttons, sloths, hoarders of bread that surely molds to waste, that only the tiniest of creatures can care to devour. Peasants and children starve of mothers, fathers, and bread, while the fattening coops are now treasured for the fattening of the self and the desires of all whom can never become full, all full and empty, empty of the fuel of the heart, passion, pride, and shame without balance. The balance is the threat that frightens man into hypnosis, and the brothers have hypnotized numbers, numbers that know not their exactification. Wow. This is exacted down to my hands that hold the life of all, but even from me you have almost all robbed. And how can I become to befriending done by the miners when I cannot even become looked upon by the thief? Yes, creating their own weapons, reverse engineering the word for themselves for profits. Yes, and even though profits cherished by man become created by hands of men to be neglected, even by the receivers, to spit in the faces of all those unseen. There will be tears in the cries of the masses. There will be clenching teeth even in those without. Tears will be many. Oceans are tears. Tears are oceans. Salt is the decay and the flavor. The very flavor of tears of all who were before and before the after. We are all one, one of many, one of all who were after the before and the before the after. Before the after were pillars raised, pillars destroyed and rebuilt. The library cannot become to be destroyed. That which is raised can become rebuilt by the hands of the believers. And as the ending of numbers and time are not, the end of man has come. There is no short straw for choosing, and there are no choice straw. The choice is the straw, and the straw is the choice in my dictation. Teachings are mine, and man is. How now man creates woman and woman creates man when man and woman are the same, unbalanced and always unequally yoked. The mother is also as the father, and the father is also as the mother. Man is as woman is as man, as I. We are one. We are the same. We are the different. The difference is always cherished. The cherished are all different. The earth is mother, the earth is father, together always balanced, apart and together, the same and different. Too many are the labors for few when the few are created labors by the others. Even the rocks are mine creation, even the rocks are hard when they are hard. Hard are the rocks, but hard rocks can be metals. Man's metal is metal, mending, meddling always. Now even children are poisoned before their becoming, even the plants are becoming to the becoming end. Man's own understanding has become to teach many, but diseased by their cures. The cures now are found and unfound. Cures curing for living life to their new ending. The unending has an end, and the end is the beginning of the ending's beginning. Wow. Losses are the winnings, and winnings are the loss. The pond of life becomes stagnant, and new life is the pebble tossed. Ripples are the change. The changing are the ripples and the pebble. The pebble always waits at the bottom, where the bottom of the pond is the top for the pebble. Pebbles become to raise waters. More standing is the removing of weight, crushing the pebble to sand. The pebble is the cherished, cherished and uncherished by man. I was told I'm the pebble. Yeah. And the choice of the fickle is always made into their wealth, the bread eaten in secret. And the rest of man's neglect is their starvation, earned for their lords. Moon is the sun in light. Even the darkness cannot prevent the creatures from their seeing. The light is the cleanser with the flavor of life itself. When the moon goes into darkness, blindness to light destroys life. Life cannot be created eternal as eternal is created. The signs are the creatures, and the creatures are the signs. All prayers done by man have been the gift returned. The signs were the gift, and all received and cannot deny. Their ignorance is the new idol unseen, an idol that cannot be seen or touched, and never can be found by the hands that destroy to preserve. Time can be made by man, but man can never create time. Time is always and the forever eternal, and only the seeker can find where there are no seekers. The dictations have been repeated, even though the repeated has been commanded that it will not be. The wicked will never have knowledge. Knowledge is their gift and mine. Seekers only seek till finding their wanting. Wanting is not need, and need is not want. Cast away the device, cast away all who do not cherish their balance, for the game of the balance is the dancing of all angels. Even the wicked dance with the balance of scales and measures, stolen songs and tears of the innocent. Now all must toil, but not toil, and their tears for forgiveness will create new oceans by my commands. For their work, the work is the folly granted. The folly is the work is the many, and the many is the work. All trees removed must become to be salvaged as too many as days of sediments. The earth must be removed from the earth. The dirt is the cleansing, and the cleansing is the dirt. The dirt is the treasure, for the treasure is the preservation of mankind. Now, words are mine and ours. Ours are the words. The words are the treasure, for the treasure to be found by the nighted. You have been chosen. Do as I have commanded. Go forth as going back. Going back is going forth. For numbers and time are unending, where no man may ever tread that realm. That realm is through the word. Life is a promise, and the promise is the life. Fly as birds fly, sing as birds sing. The birds are the lessons, and the word already written, unseen, all but the seekers, whom seek in their believing. The offering are the work and the word. And no offerings of man that are not of work are beggars. And all beggars are seekers seeking a void, the void of the brothers. Where work is, there is begging, and begging is the answer for the word and the work. The work and the word has always been mine to wield.